versus Georgia, hurricane damage, National Smarties Day, and much more.
We have today's weather forecast with Angel and a sports report with Ian.
Today is Wednesday, October 2nd, 2024.
We are live from Studio H12 at the Shore Broadcasting Center at Valley Central High School, and you're watching VOX News Today.
Welcome back. I'm Wyatt Firestone.
And I'm Violet Week, and these are your top stories for today.
Recent GPS measurements showed that Everest was growing at a rate of about 2 millimeters per year, rather than the expected 1 millimeter per year. According to new research, this extra lift results from a more recent geological incident. The process is known as river piracy and is set in motion of a chain of geological events that reshaped the landscape. This lifted Everest and two other nearby peaks by at least 49 feet and perhaps by as much as 164 feet.
Typhoon Catherine has weighing slightly of winds of 185 kph according to the latest from the Joint Typhoon Warning Center, and is still the equivalent of the Category 3 Atlantic hurricane. The center of the storm is about 90 miles southwest of Khoisan, moving east at only 2 kph. Carthon will likely weaken to Category 2 Atlantic hurricane Wednesday morning EDT at the storm. The storm is expected to make landfall Wednesday evening as a Category 1 Atlantic hurricane.
Malene Perry lives just steps away from where a small plane crashed Saturday at the Wright Brothers National Memorial First Flight Airport in Kill Devil Hills. She told New 3 she didn't hear or see the crash, but she smelled something strange. The National Transportation Safety Board arriving on scene Sunday, saying the crash happened when the plane hit some trees during its second approach to the runway, resulting in a crash and fire. All 5 people on board, including a child, lost their lives. Investigators saying the plane was coming from the Dare County Airport in Mateo. Now they're looking at what happened in the moments before the crash. Former President Jimmy Carter is about to make history. Carter turns 100 years old Tuesday, becoming the first president in U.S. history to hit the centennial mark, and a number of events to celebrate are in the works. That includes a flyover of military jets over his hometown, Plains, Georgia, where a neutralization ceremony and concert will also be held. According to family members, his birthday wish is to vote the presidential election.
A pandemic-era student loan benefit ends this week. The one-year grace period for borrowers who miss payment will no longer be in effect. The Biden administration had provided this on-ramp period after student loan payments resumed following the 3-year pandemic-era pause. During the last year, student loan services were not reporting missed, late, or as partial payments to the National Credit Bureau, but now they will notify the bureaus, which could impact credit scores.
Now let's check on our weather. Angel, what can you tell us?
We had a great weekend of mild weather and more of the same expected for today. We will have more in that the rest of the week right after this break.
CRCC to me is a calling that God placed on my life to really step out in faith on something that I didn't think I could do, and it's been amazing to see how God's worked through it.
CRCC stands for Crossroads Community Church, but we're a church that our vision is to be a life-giving church in our community. We do that through helping people know God, find freedom, discover their purpose, and then go make a difference. And so that's what we're doing every week, is helping people discover their jam and go make a difference.
At your Geico local office, we know that time flies. But when you bundle your coverage with Geico, you could save money all year long. Contact your local agent to get personalized service and even more savings.
At McDonald's, we're making changes every day to serve you better. It's what we're made of. And serving you better means fresh beef quarter-pounder burgers, your burger, his burger, her burger. All cooked fresh, right when you order. Made from pure North American beef and just a pinch of salt and pepper. Because we think there's nothing better than a fresh beef quarter-pounder burger made for you, right when you order. And that's just one way we're showing you what we're made of.
Welcome back. I am Angel Regis with your weather. Many residents of southwestern and Mexico had to be evacuated from their homes on Saturday. The remains of Hurricane John continued to pound the region. The storm, originally at a Category 3 hurricane, weakened but then returned as the Category 1 is no longer considered an active storm, but its effects are still being felt. Flooding and landslides have killed at least 22 people. Days of heavy monsoon rains in Nepal have targeted windspread, flooding, and landslides across the Himalayan nation, killing almost 200 people and causing widespread destruction. Images of capital show that southern Kathmandu and nearby cities underwater or buried in thick mud. In incidents, torrential rains caused major rivers to swell far above danger levels. Here's a look by your hour-by-hour trends for today. At 9 a.m., it's going to be 66 degrees. At 11 a.m., it's going to be 73 degrees. At 1 p.m., it's going to be 79 degrees. At 3 p.m., it's going to be 82 degrees. At 5 p.m., it's going to be 84 degrees. At 7 p.m., it's going to be 79 degrees. And at 9 p.m., it's going to be 73 degrees. Now let's take a look at your local radar. This should be pretty clear today. And here's a look at your national radar. Not too many storms, only storms up in New York. Now let's take a look at your 7-day forecast. On Wednesday, it's a high of 84. On Thursday, it's a high of 85 and a low of 60. On Friday, it's a high of 83 and a low of 65. On Saturday, it's a high of 85 and a low of 64. On Sunday, it's a high of 86 and a low of 63. On Monday, it's a high of 80 and a low of 63. And on Tuesday, it's a high of 76 and a low of 55. That is all I have for you for weather here with Ian Wagner.
I'm Ian Wagner, and today we look at Alabama versus Georgia and much more.
McDonald's is honored to serve our communities. McDonald's would like to give the opportunity to come join their team at one of their 11 locations. McDonald's has 5 locations in Cleveland and locations in Athens, Sweetwater, Madisonville, Etowah, Ocoee, and Ottawa. It's as simple as texting APPLY to 38000 or dropping by one of their 11 locations for an application. They offer flexible schedules, tuition assistance, and competitive wages. Come join the winning team at your local McDonald's.
I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland.
I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland.
I am Doug Vierthaler, General Manager of Cleveland Ford. And together,
we are Cleveland Ford.
Welcome back. I am Ian Wagner with your sports. Jalen Milroe should be the athletic director of Georgia. Why, you ask? Because he absolutely owns them, man. He passed for 374 yards and 2 touchdowns, and then rushed for 117 yards and 2 other touchdowns. Alabama jumped out to a 28-0 lead early, but Georgia wasn't done yet. Carson Beck led Georgia back to a 34-33 lead, but the very next play, Milroe only needed 1 play to find Ryan Williams for a 75-yard touchdown late and found Jeremy Bernard for a 2-point conversion. Alabama stream sniped picked off Carson Beck in the end zone and sealed a 41-34 victory. Roll Tide, baby! At Target Center in Minneapolis on Tuesday, Alyssa Thomas and the Connecticut Suns will be leading the Minnesota Lynx 1-0 going into Game 2 of the WNBA playoffs. Nafisa Collier, who led Minnesota with 19 points and 9 rebounds in the first round of the playoffs, averaged 40 points. What? Michaela McBride added 12 points, while Bridget Carlton scored 17. 40 is kind of crazy. And here's a look at the final scores from the games last night. Well, Royals beat the Orioles, the Padres beat the Braves, Tigers beat the Astros, and I think the Mets beat the... Okay, the Mets beat the Brewers, I think, yeah. That is all I have for sports. Stay tuned for more VOX News right after this break.
I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland.
I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland.
I am Doug Vierthaler, General Manager of Cleveland Ford. And together,
we are Cleveland Ford.
Right now you're wondering, what's next? Well, Lee University specializes in helping you find your next path. Your education. Your calling. Your faith. Wherever you feel led, we know you can make a difference. That's why your Lee family will be with you to guide the way. No matter what twists and turns lie ahead, you can expect something great from Lee University.
Welcome back. Former Tennessee Governor Winfield Dunn has passed away at 97, surrounded by family. Elected in 1970, he was Tennessee's first Republican governor in 50 years and served from 1971 to 1975. His tenure saw the creation of a statewide kindergarten program, public parks, and the Department of Economic and Community Development. A World War II Navy veteran and former dentist, Dunn also chaired the University of Tennessee Board of Trustees and the Tennessee State Board of Regents. His legacy marks a significant chapter in Tennessee's history.
The Tennessee National Guard continues to support the state's emergency management agency and first responders in areas impacted by severe flooding following Hurricane Helene. These guardsmen are provided 24-hour support and those in need. Lieutenant Colonel Meredith Richardson says right now, the Unicorn Country Chews are working with the to clear debris they take that debris into large burn piles.
The 6 of 7 defendants in a Franklin County hanging has been sentenced to prison on charges of murder and kidnapping. Brian Ray Dudley, found guilty by a Franklin County jury in August, was sentenced to life in prison plus 35 years for his role in slaying of Tullahoma resident David Steele, 33. Steele's body was found shot and hanging from a tree near the Franklin-Coffee County line on October 26, 2017.
After the Tennessee Valley Authority was forced to rapidly raise the water level in the Tennessee River due to flooding upstream, the Chattanooga Fire Department assisted the Chattanooga Auburn Society in emergency evacuation of the organization's goats from McAllen Island. The Auburn Society brought these goats to the island this summer to help eliminate an overgrowth of invasive plants. Moving them off the island became necessary Monday after the federal utility had raised the water level.
Today is October 2nd, which means it's National Smarties Day. National Smarties Day on October 2nd celebrates the sweet legacy of an iconic candy and the Smarty Pants people who never stop learning. Smarties are the famous coated chocolate confectionery packed with smart ideas for a more colorful world. They're all about color and imagination. A longtime favorite in countries including the UK, Germany, Australia, South Africa, and Canada. Smarties have held a special place in people's hearts since 1937. We are on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.
You'll also find more online on our website, BCHS.TV.
Remind your friends to like, subscribe, and share to our YouTube channel, BCHS Bear Networks.
Tune in each weekday for our newscast. So can't get enough VOX.
That is all we have for today from Studio H12 on the Shroyer Broadcasting Center at Bradley Central High School.
And always,
God bless and go Bears.